Well, today's gonna be a massive day as both the electrician and plumber are arriving today and the next couple of days to completely finish up everything. It's going to be a really big week. So one thing I don't think I've ever mentioned is the fact that Italy has multiple different styles of outlets. You've got the sciuco, which is two large round prongs. You've got, I don't even know what this is called, the three-prong system, but there's two different kinds, a skinny one and a large one. So they have three types of outlets, which is rather annoying because every appliance requires something different. And the panels come usually with three slots, so you can add two different types of outlets in one little box, as well as a light switch, which is what we have in this one here. So at least it's very modular and interchangeable, but it's a little bit annoying to deal with three separate systems. Buongiorno! So for each light switch, I have to drill 3 holes up and down the wall. I'll explain why in a second here. But my hammer drill was just way too powerful and was destroying the stones. I ruined 2 stones, unfortunately, that I'll have to figure out a way to cover up later on. So then I switched to a smaller drill, and that was way too light powered and wouldn't go through the stone. And thankfully, the electrician just arrived, and I was able to borrow his drill. We have a bit of a Goldilocks situation here. This one is neither too strong, neither too weak. It's just right. No!
Così. Bisognerebbe prendere un pezzo di filo e legare qua.
So here's the idea. You've got a old vintage braided wire. You've got a vintage, what is this, a ceramic light switch. And then this will tie in like so. Looks pretty decent, but I've got a lot of room to improve on the next 7 that I need to do as, yeah, didn't go very well. It's gonna be incredibly nice once we get lights in the downstairs, because currently it's only the upstairs that have lights, but hopefully, even just by the end of today, we'll have mounted those lights. At least some of the light switches should work. Possibile facciamo senza questo e facciamo delle reazioni così.
Ah, vai, 2 cavi, torni indietro e vieni qua.
penso un scatola più, ma non lo so dove. Ma questi va bene, sì.
Sì, ottimo.
Ok.
Devo accendere l'interruttore.
Buongiorno! Buongiorno!
Ciao!
Tutto bene?
Bene, dai!
So Andrea's busy wiring up some other things in the house, so while I wait for him to mount the lights, because while I have a really nasty habit of always electrocuting myself, and I really don't enjoy that. So while I wait for him, I need to make a few more of these guys. This is how you buy them in the store, and I don't know if you can quite see that on camera. That color is what you buy, and this color is what I want. And while I'm seeing it's a slight difference on camera, to the eye, it makes a big difference. This is just a lot more antique and just matches the house better, but that means I have to sand off this finish. Well, the whole team is now here firing on all cylinders, working quite rapidly. I've missed most of it. There's a beautiful mess going on here with all of the different plumbing parts, and they've already managed to hook up the kitchen sink here. We've got obviously hot and cold and the wastewater, but then there's 2 outlets here as well for someday in the future adding a dishwasher. Believe it or not, dishwashers are not actually very common in Italy, most of Europe actually, from our travels, from what I've seen at least. A dishwasher is viewed as a luxury item here, and we're definitely going to have one. That's probably one small purchase that makes your life so much better. They've also got the gas hookup here for the stove, and then they're working now on the pot filler, which also is not very common to have in Italy. I actually bought that in America last time we traveled to visit family, and the reason why is because they cost like 3 times as much here, so I just bought it there for 80 bucks and tossed it in my suitcase. L'ho visto in America questo. Va bene? Oh. Va bene. Troppo facile.
Musica con Bluetooth. Bluetooth con musica.
Feels a little bit like a hotel to me. The light and all of that, but no, I think I like it. With the second look, I definitely like it. It's really nice having that light, and it really kind of accentuates the mural painting on the background there. But yeah, man, this whole space is really just coming together super nicely. Well, I'm officially feeling a little bit too fancy now that this pot filler has been installed. The guys did tease me quite a bit about it, as It's definitely not something you find here. They're really actually not even that common in America. They're starting to become common, but I think when you're building a new house and you have the option to throw in things very affordably, again, this didn't cost hardly anything. It's like, you might as well do it. And someone told me a few years back that if you build a new house, the number one thing that you have to install is a pot filler. He said it would change your life. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. I myself am a little bit skeptical. I mean, why not just fill it up and carry the pot over? But I've yet to experience it. And I figured while we're building the house, for another 80 bucks, you might as well just add it while you have the option to add it. Molto bello.
Un cavitina.
All right. Man, what a difference some lights make. We still have to hang another light up here, but we're gonna wait until the kitchen island is finished to make sure we have the positioning of those lights just right. But I'm loving the look of these guys right here.
Medio. Corto dove? Corto dove lo metti?
Corto,
Partiamo con questo. Corto allora.
Ho paura a queste viti.
Ci siamo quasi, Bradey. Ci siamo.
Guarda. Questo non serve.
Da sudare qua.
Ho un grande scatola. All right. Another set of lights finished. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, that's nice. Obviously the camera's having trouble white balancing here, but to the eye, it looks excellent. We're using these really cool LED Edison bulbs. I think that's gonna be plenty of light. Well, pardon the interruption, but just taking a quick break to remind you of the importance of protecting your personal data online and to tell you about today's video sponsor, Delete Me. Delete Me are the privacy experts that we entrust to go out on the internet, find our personal data that's been spread around the internet, and have it removed on our behalf. Prior to using Delete Me, I don't think I realized how much of my private information was out there publicly that anyone could get a hold of. Of course, I was aware of all of the spam phone calls that I was getting, all of the phishing emails that I was receiving, but it wasn't until I got that first privacy report that I got within 7 days of signing up, where I saw where all of my information was left public, and then they went to work having that all removed. Personal private information like your home address, your cell phone number, your email address can be leaked out there, even packaged up by data brokers and sold off to the highest bidder, whether that's to advertisers or to scammers. But that's where Delete Me comes in to find out where that information is kept public and to have that removed. So if you'd like to also join Delete Me, you can go to joindeleteme.com/Voyagers to get 20% off, or simply scan the QR code on screen now, or at checkout enter the coupon code Voyagers. But with that, thank you so much to Delete Me for sponsoring today's video. So if you saw our video way back when of refinishing the beams, then you might remember that this section of the house, just this entryway, I wasn't able to finish because we had just a massive hole dug as we were getting ready to dig out the crawl space. I was waiting essentially for the floor to be poured to refinish the beams, and I just never got around to it. And now the electrician, I looked at my hand as if I have a watch on. I don't have a watch on. And now the electrician arrives in 30 minutes to hang these lights, and well, I guess I need to refinish them.
Will we fall in love again, or is this the end?
Well, it's not my best work, but I'm trying to squeeze in 2 light switches here. And working with the stones, all the stones are obviously irregular, but you want the faceplate of the light switch to be flat, and it's good. It's all right. It's good. These lights are going to be very difficult. All right, so later I'll come back and I'll put in small stones that will hide the wire, but I wanted to paint over it the same color as the stones just in case any little bit of wire peeks through, because it's those small little details that maybe now is fine, but later on will just drive you crazy, or at least drive me crazy. So while we're at it, spend an extra 15 minutes and just do it right. Got all of the light switches hooked up. This one controls the hallway, and this should, yes. It makes such a huge difference having all of these lights that I can reposition and shine on all of the different accent points of the house, have light being splashed on the stone archway behind me or on these beams beneath the staircase. Like, it really, really just makes the house come alive. It brightens up the stonework, adds a little bit of a warm glow to all of the woodwork, and it's really just feeling like a completely different house today. Well, I was just walking through our bedroom on my way to my next project, and I noticed that Andrea finished up a light switch in here. Right here, man. These are just incredible, are they not? These ceramic light switches here with this braided cord. They take a long time to install, but they are absolutely worth it. And now we have a secondary way of turning on these lights here. Before we were able to turn them on via either side of the bed, because it's a three-way switch, so there's a way to turn the lights on and off here, here, and now as you enter the room. So cameras have to white balance to the light that's around it, and every light is different colors. I'm guessing this is gonna look really funny on the camera, and like, oh, it's too orange, it's not gonna look very nice. You'll have to trust me, to the eye, it looks much better, but let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh no, I was wrong. It looked cool on camera too. So these are individual, I guess you call them reading lights on either side of the bed. So that's for the room, and then this is for the individual light. That's nice. We're going after the Italian design of lights here. Every single bedroom has a light switch for the room on either side of the bed, as well as the entry to the room, which is not really something that we do in America, which we should start doing. It just makes a lot more sense, rather than late at night when you're going to bed, turning off the light switch at the door and then having to walk to your bed in the dark, to have a switch both for a reading light like so, and then for the room as well, right by the edge of your bed. Well, I just had a huge win. I just went out for lunch down in the valley at my favorite pizza spot, and as I was driving back, I passed a dumpster and some trash, and I happened to look over, and look what I found. Someone decided to throw these two beauties away. These are antique wine bottles. I guess not wine bottles, wine storage. This is what the wine would have been stored in. Look at these massive cork tops here, and yes, this one's missing one, but that's okay. And usually people collect these. These are not things that you throw away. This is a beautiful antique, and we will definitely happily take them and put them to good use. I'm sure we'll either repurpose them or just leave them out, put flowers in them or something like that. Probably, I don't know if it's gonna be inside or outside. I kind of like them here on the balcony, but hey, they're free. And usually they're a collector's item, so man, that's a good score. Careful, careful. All right, so before we had completely finished all of the painting for the drywall, but we had left all of the trim work of that concrete work that Batista did around the ceilings to cover up all of the old nastiness, as well as any of the walls that are made out of concrete, especially downstairs. We have not painted any of those. Even though they currently look like they're painted, it's because the stabilitura, which I still have not learned the English word for, which is the final product that he puts on there for the top coat finish, has kind of a white paint texture to it, but it's not actually painted. So we also wanted to get something that was a slight difference to the drywall walls in terms of color. So everything drywall is pure stark white. That's what we wanted. And then what I'm putting on here is Calce Antico, which is a antique lime wash, is what I guess would be the equivalent in English. It's just a more creamy white than the pure stark white of the drywalls. We've had some very close lightning strikes on this storm, and it's a little terrifying. Well, good morning, or good mid-morning, I should probably say. I slept in quite a bit. The last week or so, I've been working, I'd say 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., just pushing really, really hard, and it kind of caught up to me, so I slept in this morning. But all of the work has been worth it. I mean, look at the lights behind me. They're just epic. To me, the most special part of this process is seeing the look on Heather's face and the kids' face as they see the house coming together. And right now they're in America spending some time with family, and I'm here by myself for 2 weeks. But that means that there's gonna be a really big, grand reveal very soon for Heather and the girls, and I'm really looking forward to that. Well, I put the camera down. I spent the majority of today cleaning up the property because, well, it desperately needed it, and we really need to have the house cleaned for the next step, which I'll tell you about in a second. So starting right in the entryway, this is the front door right here. We have 3 light switches here. This guy controls the lights that come down the stairs up here. And then you've got 2 in here, one for inside the entryway, and then one for those external lights outside. And then coming into the living room, I still need to swap out these bulbs because they're too dark, but this will all brighten up just like the rest of the rooms. So then now coming into the kitchen, which has the proper wattage of bulbs, so that's why it's much brighter in here. You've got this switch right here. And then ultimately we're gonna have 2 more hanging lights coming down over top of the island. We just need to first finish that island off. Upstairs here you have these hanging lights here, which I really love, these Edison bulbs. It's controlled by this light switch, which I'm realizing I forgot to put up, as well as the one downstairs. And then the kids' room in here, I believe, is completely finished. They have this light switch here, as well as one to control by the bed, and then everything else aside from the floor and the window seat is completely finished. I didn't have much time to film it, but the plumbers were here for a day finishing everything up. And as a result, the bathroom is now completely 100% finished and ready to go. Ignore the cardboard behind the bathtub, but the faucet is in place. I just need to put the cover down on the floor over top of the connection. The faucet is hooked up, the shower is finished, the bathroom is done. Everything in this room, we finished up all of the painting. Everything is completely finished. Well, it's been a really big week. I could not be more thrilled with the progress, and I need to go home and start watching some YouTube and doing some research because tomorrow I'm starting some flooring that really has me nervous. It's very particular, very tricky with the measuring and all of that, but it's going to be beautiful. So wish me luck. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.